So for 2.1 integer exponents, we're going to really look at, for module 2, we're going to do exponents. Okay? And exponents are kind of a big deal in algebra. We do a lot of exponents, so it's very important that you know and understand the properties. So what is 5 raised to the 0? Does anybody know? So let's plug it in our calculators. 5 raised to the 0 equals 1. Oh, that's interesting. 5 raised to the 0 equals 1. What about 5 to the negative 1? Let's plug it in our calculator and see. So you're going to hit 5, caret symbol, negative 1. I got 0.2, but I'm going to change that to a fraction. Let's practice what we just did on the other section, okay? How do I change that to a fraction? Yes.
You go to math.
Mm-hmm.
And then you hit fraction.
Yeah, that first one. So what I'm telling the calculator is look at the answer for the last question you had, switch it to a fraction. Oh, hey, it's 1 over 5. What a coinky-dink. So this is 1 over 5. Yes. Yeah, come get one. So 1 to the negative 2, let's plug that in our calculator, see what you get. Or I'm not, sorry, not 1. 5 to the negative 2. Remember, this is the negative sign. Anybody having any issues? Don't hit the minus sign, you'll get an error. Make sure you hit the negative sign. Somebody did that already? Okay. All right. So now I got another decimal, but I want it as a fraction. What do? I hit what? Hit math. She's like, oh, Mr. Adams, you don't know how to do this? How can you teach me? So you guys are funny. So again, you choose fraction, and I'm telling the calculator whatever the answer, the last answer was, let's convert that to a fraction. Hey, it's 1 over 25. That's cool. 1 over 25, right? Oh, this is confusing me. I got it. All right, 1 over 25. Now, if you plug in the calculator, I'm not going to do this for every one of these because Mr. Adams has memorized these. Get on my level. 4 to the net, well, let's just do it. 4 to the 0, what's that? Yeah, 4 raised to the 0 is 1. 4 raised to the negative 1 is 0.25. If we convert that to a fraction, that's 1 over 4, right? 4 to the negative 2 is that crazy number. If I convert that to a fraction, I get 1 over 16. Yeah? All right. So this is going to be 1. This is 1 over 4. And this is 1 over 16. So there's a pattern emerging. Okay? What do you think 3 to the 0 is? Yeah. Huh? C. So did you plug it in your calculators real quick to double check and make sure? Everything to the 0 is 1. Good, good, good. I'm glad you guys know that. What now? Look at this. I want to show you a pattern. 5 to the negative 1 is 1 over 5. 5 to the 1 is 5. 5 raised to the second power is 25. 5 to the negative 2 is 1 over 25. Let's look at the 4s. 4 to the 1 is 4. 4 to the negative 1 is 1 over 4. 4 to the 2 is 16. 4 to the negative 2 is 1 over 16. What do you think I'm going to put in here? 1 over 3. And what do you think I'm going to put in here? 1 over 9. Now, how do we verify that? Calculator. So I'm going to just do the last one. I'm going to say 3 to the negative 2. You get this crazy thing, right? And then I'm going to convert that to a fraction, and it is, in fact, 1 over 9. So this is a property of exponents. This is a property of exponents. By the way, just for some fun, what would you say is 5 to the negative 4? What do you think that is? It's on the screen already. What'd you say? You were right. How did you come up with 1 over 625? Yeah, so what she did is she looked over here and she says 5 to the positive 4 is 625. And then she said, well, the pattern is, that if I have a negative power, it's the same as the positive power, except it's 1 over that, right? Let's try this one more time and see how you guys are doing. Let's do 4 to the negative 3. What do you think that is? 1 over 64. You guys get it? Well, you don't get it. Well, let's see if you can guess and see what the right answer is. Maybe you don't understand where this is coming from. What is 3 to the negative 4? So the first thing we got to do is figure out that 3 to the positive 4 is 81. So 3 to the negative 4 is 1 over 81. Okay? Does that help at all? All right. So it says, what pattern do you see in the powers of 5? Well, if I wanted to, so let me write the question and I'll type the answer. So in your textbook, it says, what patterns do you see in the powers of 5? Okay, and then then the next question is, what patterns do you see? So your textbook, how would you word that? What's the pattern that you see? I would say the negative power is 1 over the same positive power is one way to word it. Your textbook writes it a little more formal. They say as the exponent decreases by 1, the value of the power is divided. So you could say something like negative powers divide, right? And then if I were to do the same, your textbook asks the same question 3 times, basically. So if we scroll down and your textbook just says, what about for 4? Well, it's basically the same thing for 4, right? And then what about for 3? It's the same thing for 3. Do you think that would be the same in any case? So let's pick a number. A number from 0 to 9, actually not 0, from 2 to 9, actually 2 to 9 outside of 3, 4, 5. So 6. All right. So let's do some things, okay? So if I say 6 raised to, pick a number, 6 raised to the 9th power. Now this is going to be a really big number, okay? And then we want to see what 6 to the negative 9 is. Okay. Now, here's a little trick. I'm going to write it a little different and see if it helps it make more sense to you guys. Isn't 6 to the negative 9 going to be the same as 1 over 6 to the positive 9? Yeah? So let's plug in our calculators out of curiosity and see what 6 raised to the 9 actually is. Woo, that's a big number. 1,077,696, right? So where's my 1,0,077? What was the rest? 6,9.
Oh, this next one. 696.
696. So then this should be 1 over 1,000,000 77,696, right? Let's see. So I'm going to plug this in my calculator. I'm going to say 6 raised to the negative 9. I get this crazy number here. I'm going to go to math and change it to a fraction. It won't change it to that fraction, will it? No. Well, trust me, it is. If we choose a smaller number, let's do 6. I don't know what that screaming was, but that's funny. If I say 6 to the 3, right, and then 6 raised to the negative 3, and then convert that. See how it's 1 over 216? Does that make sense? All right. So that number was correct. All right. We just weren't able to verify. There are some limitations on these calculators. Okay. So this is correct. Does that make sense to you guys? All right. So if I were to, so lastly, and this is just page 33 out of your book, and you can write this in your notebook or you can write it in your actual book. Lastly, it says write a general rule for a to the 0. So what they're saying is anything raised to the 0 power is 1. Okay? And then it says write a general rule, write a general rule about a to the negative number n. How would I write that?
Equals 1 over
A to the positive n. Good job, guys.
We're smart.
Well,
That's wow. That means you're a bad teacher. If we're not smart. Well, who's our teacher? I'm kidding.